Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy? I like hearing those sirens.
I do too. I like it mixed with all the music.
I miss the sirens. I miss playing with my sirens at work because I haven't been at work. Guess what?
I feel like a DJ sometimes when I'm rolling lights and sirens, like going between the Whaler and the Yelp.
Right. We have, and underneath our squad, we have what's called the Howler.
Ooh, when I used to work for Monterey, we called it the Rumbler.
Yeah, it makes the whole street like shake.
Yeah, those are great.
It's so cool. So, welcome to episode 23, everyone. I am Mike Marazzo. That is Brandon Silvera over there. You might be able to see him. You might not be able to see him. We'll see what happens after the end of the show, because sometimes we get on YouTube and sometimes we don't.
Because of Squadcast, and it sucks.
Yes, don't go to Squadcast. I'm throwing them under a bus right now. So, it is episode 23. We've had a couple of fun episodes, a couple of sad episodes. So, last week, our episode was all fun, nothing sad. Fun. And then life kicks you in the balls, and you got to go back and do a regular episode. So, we're doing a regular episode tonight. Brandon worked this week. I did not.
I did.
I forgot where I work. I'm hoping I can find my way there on Monday, which is still 4 days away.
As long as the check clears.
Yeah, they keep paying me. I don't know. My finger's not any better. My hand is swollen from running out into my garage and smashing it on a rototiller. I'm thinking I tore a tendon. I don't know.
You're fine.
We'll figure I don't need to make a fist. What do I need to punch somebody for? Oh, wait.
You just need...
I need my trigger finger to work.
You just need that one. And then you don't need your whole fist. Open palm strike.
Yeah, we don't punch someone with a fist. Even though
hurts.
I bumped this, and I'm pointing to the camera if you're watching on YouTube. Congratulations, it made it. I hit this on like my knee, and then I went down in tears on the ground. I'm like, damn it, what the hell happened? So speaking of trigger finger, I have a friend named Fred. I won't say his last name.
Fred the friend?
Fred the friend, who worked in a department that also starts with an F. And many years ago, he was on the forensic unit with me on the Major Crimes Task Force for many years. He's a fantastic ET, evidence technician / forensic investigator. And one night, they were doing some gang stuff, and they ended up coming up on a car, and guns were out, and he was on one side of the car, and his partner, or many of them, were on the other side, and someone threw a shot, and it went through the car and hit Fred in his trigger finger, shot his finger off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so then he was forced to leave the police department on disability because he couldn't, he was training to use any other finger to shoot his gun.
So you couldn't go from one hand to the other?
And they said no.
What?
Yeah, so he's in charge of all their evidence at their PD right now. So he's hired as a civilian, but when you start doing the trigger finger, every time I see that, I think of Fred. So shout out to my buddy Fred.
Love him. Finger Fred.
9-finger Fred. That's not what I call him, but he might
guarantee you're going to call him that now.
It's quite possible. So, how was work? Let's get right to it, man. Drinking a Miller Lite.
I dealt with my first sovereign citizen.
You did what? You dealt with
with my first like legit sovereign citizen that like was committed to it. It was great.
Let's hear about it.
So my buddy pulls him over for like expired reg, and like we're all just getting into the district. It's the very first stop of the night. And I look at the map, I see another officer's with him, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to roll through there. He's already got a backup. And then he comes over the radio and goes, yeah, can I get one more?
I'll head over.
I think I'll go that way now. I show up, and there's 3 people in the car, and I mean, all of them just look like douchebags. And he's spitting out like case law and court cases, and very dedicated to what he's saying. Like, we were all kind of talking afterwards, and he's legit one of the smartest people we've ever met. but he just was kind of talking in circles on this stuff. I'm like, oh, so this is one of those people. So, like, well, what can we do to get you to step out of this car? Like, basically, all he asked him for was his driver's license and registration, proof of insurance. And he's like, no, I don't have to provide that information to you. And that's where you're wrong. So, and we explained to him the difference between custodial arrest, detention, all that stuff. And he's like, no, I'm either free to go or I am custodial arrest. Like, you're fixing to be the second one, buddy. So, like, would you like to talk to a supervisor? Yes, I would. Cool. So we call over the swing shift sergeant, because ours was still, I think he was still doing some admin stuff or stuck in a drive-through. I don't know. So the swing shift sergeant is old LAPD. So he used to be LAPD, and then he lateraled up to us. And he in no uncertain terms explains to him, hey, look, you can either get out of the car or we can remove you from the car. It's up to you. 100% up to you. You do not have an option. Or like you don't have a choice. Like, you're coming out of this car one way or the other. And then he mentions to the other two people that were in the car, hey, at this point in time, our only dealings will be with the driver. If you two would like to leave, you are free to go. And it took them all of about a nanosecond to be like, well, good luck, buddy.
I'm out. Thank you very much.
So
enjoy the show.
Yeah, because it was fixing to be bad. And so the rest of the guys pull back and kind of come up with their plan on how they are going to use the necessary amount of force to remove him from the vehicle, overcoming his resistance, and then placing him under arrest. And our boss shows up, and our boss is very chill, and he's got the language skills. So he comes up and plays the aw shucks Mr. Nice Guy and
verbal judo.
Says, look, why don't you want to comply with my officers and come out of the car? Like, it's be real easy. Because either way, like, you're going to come out. The only question is, are you going to go to jail or are you going to get a ticket?
Give him the Denzel line?
Yeah, you want to go to jail, you want to go home. I love using that, by the way.
Me too.
When I can.
A lot. And,
like, all of a sudden, it was weird. Like, the second, because he had asked me for my name, and then I just went through the whole spiel. I'm Officer Severa, badge, whatever. I work for this police department. And it was like a switch flipped. It was all of a sudden very compliant. And then my boss comes up, and he just say, hey, I'm Sergeant so-and-so with, this police department. Here's my badge number. He goes, hey, what can we do to get you out of this car? Like, we're just going to give you a citation. He goes, I got your word. I got my word. Steps out, just put handcuffs. And then afterwards, we find out, like, oh,
he's got weapons.
Like, all of a sudden, we had a training dispatcher, and all of a sudden, like, she missed the felony warrant hit.
Oh boy!
But she got the misdemeanor one. So, hey man, I know we said we were going to give you a ticket, but you gotta go. You're gonna have to go to jail on this one. Hey, okay, I understand. It was getting ready to be a really good use of force, and it ended up being just
good.
Okay, so
sounds like he
saw the light.
Yeah, good.
Because he was about to have some broken windows and some bruises, probably a bump or two.
A bump or two.
Yeah. So, and then our big case of the week, and I have to be delicate in how I go about this because our suspect is a family member, a department member.
Okay.
She was not very pleasant. Basically, we get sent to a stabbing. Ends up being a domestic stabbing. Yeah, stabby. Not a shooty, a stabby. Where some argument happened. I got there a little bit later because it wasn't in my district. It was in our sister one. And someone got stabbed, and as a result of like a domestic argument. But the thing that threw me is, if you're a family member of a cop, maybe don't do things that test the patience of every single cop there, because she and I'm kind of bothered by this, because she should have gone to the hospital to get cleared before going to jail, because she was kicking the car door. She was like throwing her body weight against her. We were trying to adjust her handcuffs. Like it.
And this is a family member of a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, continue.
Immediate family member, like same household. So, I mean, like, I understand professional courtesy, and I would want my kids or my family members afforded the same, courtesy. But at some point, I'm one that prescribes to the Roadhouse theory of be nice until it's time to not be nice.
Yeah.
It was time to not be nice to this young lady. So the whole time, like the whole way, like I don't know how I drew the short straw of transporting her down to the jail, but she was, I mean, kicking at one point, I thought the plexiglass divider was gonna come through. Like I thought she was gonna kick it loose.
And did you add on any other charges?
I wasn't the arresting officer.
Yeah,
I did.
She's damaging
I
the
did.
vehicle.
Well, she didn't actually vandalize it or damage it to where, there was visible damage. She was kicking hard.
Okay.
I did, however, explain to the arresting officer when we were sorting out charges of, hey, up to you if you want to charge this. I'm going to write it. So all you have to do is write the charge on there, and my report will cover all of the elements for it and then some. But she's good for resisting. And he decided to not go with it. I understand the decision why. Because he's still on probation. So he was kind of in a rough spot too. But yeah, and then when you go to write the report, you also like, the person, like, the family member. And you don't want to like kind of throw their family member under the bus, but at the same time, I had to keep reminding myself, like, well, how would I write this for anybody else? So that was the...
don't write it like you would write it for somebody else.
Well, if the shoe fits, I mean, we're not supposed to do the whole preferential treatment. And if she had been way more cooperative, I would have been I would have felt a hell of a lot better. Sugarcoating things, so to speak. But if you're going to be a twat waffle...
I'm sorry, what was that?
A twat waffle?
You gave me hiccups. I was laughing so hard. I got to hold on. Oh.
For those of you not watching, Mike's dying.
All right, twat waffle.
Yeah, if you're gonna act like that, I'm not going to take it easy on you. And
I got to write that down because I haven't heard that one before. So
yeah, see if you can use that one. Long eye and then Chevrolegs.
What's the last one?
Chevrolegs. So instead of Chevrolet,
right.
Chevrolegs.
Is that someone with really nice legs?
No, you just tell them to start like someone who can't drive. Like, start up your Chevrolets and go.
That's pretty funny.
So, yeah, that was the excitement for the week. One of the recruit officers stopped a car that came back on a APB hit for strong arm robbery. So that was fun. That happened right before the stabbing.
Wow.
So we were getting that all situated, helping him, for lack of a better term, unfuck himself. So that we could send all the info up to the robbery unit so they could, decide if this is their bad guy. This was definitely their car.
Yeah. Good.
But that was pretty much my week. It was pretty okay. I mean, there was a homicide last night too, but I didn't go to it. So I don't have a cool homicide story.
That's all right. You don't need many of those. You'll have plenty.
Yeah, I got time.
So
I already have some pretty good ones.
Yeah, I know. Right. And you only got like 27 more years or longer to go. So
Yeah. Here's an interesting fact. I've never been one of the primary units dispatched to a homicide.
Oh.
I've always shown up after the fact.
So I don't know how it would work for you guys as far as your paper goes, because if you get dispatched, you're really not going to be writing that report because it's going to be handed over to the detectives, I would presume.
Yeah, so we end up and same thing with our fatal crashes. You write a skeleton.
Report. Yeah.
You basically write a skeleton report of saying, "Hey, I showed it. This is what I was dispatched to.
Right.
This is what happened when I got there." Refer to the ass load of supplemental reports for further details.
Yeah.
It's actually we've joked about it before. If you're the primary person on a fatal crash or a homicide, it's pretty easy. You just refer to everybody else.
Right. So I know since I haven't worked in 2 weeks, I do have a few things that happened on the last week I worked. And I've debated if I'm going to talk about them now because there's a few good ones that I wanted to talk about. But I will hold off until because I'm working Monday, Tuesday, and then we record Thursday night. So I'll just add them in. And hopefully I've got nothing but Monday except eyelid checking because I'm going to be trying to get back on a night schedule.
So that way you can be in your car deep in thought, sometimes some prayer.
Hopefully,
deep in thought and prayer.
Car spooning with someone else that needs some assistance to watch me so I don't get stabbed by some asshole while I'm trying to, be deep in thought. Yeah. So since I'm not going to share any of those stories, I did some searching around and there was a few news stories that I just wanted to touch on. One of them I laughed at, and I told my buddies that I was hiking with about this story because this story came to me while I was on my trip. And mind you, we're all cops, so everyone had the same response. They were all laughing their ass off because that's what we do. I'll read it to you. Armed robber shot in face by armed victim in Texas just days after permitless carry begins. The victim was on his way to a Shell gas station. An armed robber was shot in the face in Texas when his victim... In the face! When his victim pulled out his own gun and shot at him. Just days after a Texas law went into effect, allowing residents to carry handguns without permits.
I believe that is the definition of fuck around and find out.
That's right. He was shot in the face one time. He's at the hospital. He's going to live. He's conscious and breathing right now, Houston Police Department Lieutenant R. Wilkins said. The incident unfolded Wednesday evening in Houston when the victim was walking to a local Shell gas station to make a few purchases. The reporting party is SBG San Antonio. Hello. So he's walking to get something to buy. A car pulls up. Shitbag gets out of the car. Walks up to him.
Give me your shit.
He's approached by the offender. The offender lifts his shirt to expose the gun and demands that he forks over any valuables. The victim.
Hold on, I got something for you.
I got something for you right here. The victim, however, was also armed and pulled out his weapon and shot the suspect in the face. The suspect is in the hospital and in police custody. This is the best part. Additionally, no charges are expected to be brought against the victim because he was defending himself. And the lieutenant said, he's being extremely cooperative. He has no criminal history whatsoever. This incident comes after Governor Greg Abbott signed a constitutional carry bill into law this summer, allowing Texans to carry handguns in public without going through training or obtaining permits. Now, and then the Governor Abbott said, you could say that I signed into law today some laws that protect gun rights. But today, I signed documents that instilled freedom in the Lone Star State. So they went into effect September 1st. So I just had to share that because I don't know if many people listening have seen that story, and it's awesome.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Yes. Oh, I'm going to do two more because one of them that I see is I saw a video of some diners, and you can probably just Google this, in L.A., and these shitbags walk up to them right in the middle of the day and rob them at gunpoint as they're sitting outside eating. I don't know if you saw that video. I wish one of them had a gun.
I try not to pay attention to what happens in L.A. because it just makes me sad.
Yeah. All right, so every officer in a Missouri City Police Department resigns. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. It's dedication.
A small Missouri town lost its police chief and all the officers in the department after they abruptly announced their resignations. 3 officers, a sergeant.
Why did they resign, Mike?
Well, 3 officers, a sergeant, and a police chief of Kimberling City Police Department, cited several reasons.
Hold on.
Yes.
3 officers.
3 officers.
1 sergeant.
A sergeant. And the
and
police
the chief.
That's the department I want to be a chief of.
That's
not this particular one.
It's a 5-person department.
Yeah, I want to run a 5 to 7 person department.
I have more officers in my district.
Yeah, well, and you have more problems in your district apparently than these people.
Yeah.
So they cited several reasons for leaving their posts, Brandon, including complaints about the pay rate and claiming they did not have the proper tools to perform their job. The town has a population of around 2,400 people, according to a 2010 census, so it's, 11 years behind.
It's a little dated.
The Stone County Sheriff's Department will be getting fucked handling calls until the city officials can fill the spots left by the former officers. Quote, until then, we will be answering all the calls in Kimberling City. We can't enforce any city ordinances, but any other calls we will be handling at this time, Sheriff Doug Rader told KY3 News.
I'm sure he's stoked.
Yeah, so the chief resigned because he told the mayor, Bob Fritz, that he wanted to change and to better himself, and then he went to another department. So Fritz called the resignation unexpected and said the pay and benefit concerns would be addressed for the new hires in order to retain the town's police force. We're looking for officers. We're looking for a new police chief, and I think we'll be fine, Fritz said.
It's fine. We're fine. It's fine.
We're fine. Adding that officials are working diligently to fill the empty roles.
There's nothing to see here. Just
The resignations come as the United States has endured a climate of anti-police rhetoric across the nation since last year's summer of shit unrest, early retirements.
Summer of riots.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it was. They were riots. They were peaceful protests. They were mostly peaceful protests. They were straight up riots.
Yeah. So there's that. I found that amusing.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Poor Sheriff's Department. Those deputies are going, oh, fuck.
Like, oh, come on.
What do you want us to do? What? And then my wife read this one to me. And I said, can you please send that to me? Because I'm going to show a picture on YouTube. It was on Yahoo News. That's how my wife gets all of her news.
Yahoo
News. So
pretty good.
A lawyer dressed as Michael Myers arrested after roaming Texas beach as a prank, cops say. There's a picture of him being forced to the ground in the sand.
Do you want to get shot? Because that's
Michael
how you
Myers
get shot.
On. Well, now, hold on. A lawyer dressed as a horror movie character on a Texas beach said his eccentric actions were just a prank to make people smile. But it also led to the arrest of Mark Metzger, the Galveston attorney some people saw roaming a local beach in a Michael Myers costume. I said to Kim, what's the charge?
Let's be clear.
Yes.
Let's be clear. Not Michael Myers, the actor who plays...
That's Mike Myers.
Austin Powers.
That's not Michael Myers. That's Mike Myers.
The fat fuck documentarian.
No, not that piece
We're
of shit.
talking about Michael Myers from Halloween.
Yes.
Who straight up murders fools.
Yes, he does. And there's a new Halloween movie coming out.
And he did this to bring a smile to people's faces.
Yeah.
Apparently, you don't have to be smart to be a lawyer, folks.
No, but I have to... This ties into a personal story. That's why I'm bringing this up. So anyways, he was arrested for
Myers story.
He was arrested for disorderly conduct. Police received a call
I don't
Monday
know what you charge him with.
About a masked man holding what appeared to be a bloody knife while walking on the beach ahead of Tropical Storm Nicholas. Officers found Metzger dressed as the serial killer from the Halloween movies and put him in handcuffs before determining the blood and knife were fake. Of course. Here's a good picture of him holding this knife behind his back. Metzger said in a Facebook post Monday night he was still fuzzy on what exactly was illegal. He's a lawyer.
I understand they charge him with disorderly conduct.
That's the only thing you can charge him with.
But I don't know what the elements of disorderly conduct are because we don't have that in California.
Oh, we have it. We use it a lot.
I feel like it's the blanket thing that you can use.
If someone's disturbed.
For us, in California, it's penal code 415, just disturbance.
It's a breach of the peace. So if your peace was breached, it's a disorderly conduct for us. So
yeah, but I have literally never seen anybody charged with 415.
Oh, we charge people all the time with DC.
We use it as probable or for reasonable suspicion for a stop.
Yeah. Oh, we can't. That doesn't apply for us.
Yeah, but we'll never.
So he's got a quote here.
Anybody with it.
He says, "Bringing positive vibes to the gloom and doom out there, generating some laughter, helping people crack a smile, and restoring our faith in humanity through humor is 100% what I'm about. It's all I've been about my entire life."
A horror movie murderer.
He does say my methods might not work for everyone, but I guarantee I'll please more than I piss off.
I doubt that.
I
seriously doubt that.
There's a Twitter video with him walking down the beach dressed like this. So let me tell you my personal story about that.
Hold on. I want to address this real quick because he's in Texas, correct?
Hell yeah.
In Tejas.
In Texas.
Where they have permitless carry, correct?
They do as of September 1st. Yes.
Okay. Do you want to get shot in the face? Because this is how you get shot in the face.
Wait, just one last quote. I just read it for the first time.
Fuck.
He said, "It felt like a scene out of Scooby-Doo after they handcuffed me and pulled the mask off. Like, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling Karens, you know?" That's hilarious. Okay.
This guy needs to be put on a hold.
So, I might show this video on YouTube that I'm about to speak about. I have it somewhere. It had to be 2 years ago. We have a piano. I don't play. My wife plays, and she used to teach lessons.
You're not a pianist?
No, I'm a drummer. I make the quite opposite sounds on skins. Not a pianist. So Kim plays Halloween really well on the piano. So I have a huge set of coveralls, but they're beige. Oh, I got some dark blue ones too, like Michael Myers, but I have beige ones. So for Halloween, I'll put these beige coveralls on. And then normally I put on a Jason mask. And
just to confuse people?
And I've got a Freddy Krueger hat.
So definitely just to confuse people.
Yeah, I've got three things going on, you know. One year I sat in a chair where I'll put a CD player behind the bushes playing Goosebumps music, right? Screams and all that stuff. I'll put the bowl of candy at my feet. I'll put a pillow in my coveralls, and I'll lay back in my chair. And I got gauntlet gloves on. And then Kim throws leaves on top of me, and I just sit there. And then people come up to get the candy, and they look at me. Sometimes they, poke me in the stomach. I don't move. It feels like, a pillow, because it is. And then they reach down to get the candy, and I'm like, "Make sure you get the chocolate," or whatever. And it scares the shit out of them. They fall off my porch. Kids have come back to silly string me. "We know you're real." They're on the driveway 30 feet down spraying me. So I still have that get up around here. And it had to be 2 years ago at Halloween. It was a beautiful night out. It's October. Obviously, windows are open. It's like a warm October night. I put the stuff on. And now Kim bought a Mike Myers mask. Do you know who Mike Myers, the mask is based off of?
I do not.
Next time you look at the Michael Myers mask, the killer goes to get this mask. So it had to be of someone. And that's what he uses. William Shatner is the actual mask. So we have a Michael Myers mask. So I put the stuff on, the big coveralls, and I put the Michael Myers mask on, and I get the butcher knife from the kitchen, and then I go outside.
Oh, so you go real knife.
I go real knife. Because this is just me. I'm not going up to people, but I'm standing on my porch, right? And Kim's filming with her phone. So the living room window, the front window's behind, like where I am. She's at the piano. Back there's the window. And I start off on this side. I had to stand on my toes because I wasn't tall enough to get over the middle of the window. So I'm on my toes, and you can just see she's playing the Halloween song, and you can just see me coming to frame like this slow with the knife on my hand. And I cross. The dog goes nuts. He's barking out the window. I cross the window. I disappear. We kept doing it over and over, and I thought to myself, if the fucking police roll by, I'm going to get shot.
You're getting shot.
Because I'm outside this window holding a knife with the mask on, Michael Myers, and going this slow. I'm going to try my hardest to find this video, and I'll share it on the YouTube and the broadcast. But it was awesome. So anyways, that's why I like this story. He called the people Karens, but he's lucky one of those Karens didn't pull a gun and shoot his ass.
Yeah.
Although he wasn't near it. From the pictures I've seen, there'll be a link to the story in the YouTube video. And
look in the description below.
Look in the description below. I haven't seen anybody else on the beach, so it's not like he's walking up to people. Hi, he's just walking. So.
After a walk, being a total fucking weirdo.
For the walk. All right, so unfortunately, Brandon, since the last time we've done the show, which was 3 weeks ago when we actually did a normal show because we had the 9/11 tribute, then we had our Nothing Sad show last week, the non-depressing episode as it's called.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there have been like 40 police officers that have passed away since we last did our roll call of police officers. So what we're going to do this week is I am going to read the names. I can do the first 20 and you can do the last 20 if you want to do that. If you have it in front of you, if not, don't worry about it.
I don't have it. Scroll the names.
I don't have it. I don't really got it. Okay, so you're not going to participate. That's fine. I'll have to do it myself. Or, like you said, well, see, if I scroll the names, that doesn't work for the people listening in their car. It only works for people watching the YouTubes. The
YouTubes.
So I will actually, I'll read the names of the officers. It's only, I don't want to sound like an, it's not only 40. It is 40, but it's not, 1,000. So thank God. But 40 officers. Now, me and you were talking before the show, as I looked this up. 30 of the officers, if I remember right, were COVID related.
Yeah, I think it was something like 34 COVID, and then I think like 9 gunfire. Or no, that would be too many already.
No, 2 gunfire. I think
2 gunfire, 1 accident,
a couple heart attacks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the 1 gunfire one
is sad.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all sad. But
they're
that
all
one's really
sad, but
sad.
that one's really sad, and I'll get to him in a minute. All right, getting close here. It has been a while since we have done the officers down. Because I'm looking on here. I think they even added some before, in between the last ones that we did,
Yeah.
So
while Mike's looking for that, I'll take a minute real quick because I've been big on this whole, hey, don't let the news cycle move on while we still have American citizens trapped over in Afghanistan. And I know we don't usually promote other podcasts on this show, but I'm going to do it real quick because I think it's important for people to listen to this episode. It's going to be the Drinkin' Bros podcast, episode 896. Okay? With their special guest is Nick Palmashano. Nick is a former Army Ranger, and he was one of the people on not the Task Force Pineapple that everyone's heard so much about. This one was Task Force 6-8 after Isaiah 6-8. He, along with Tim Kennedy and several other very special operators, were in the country of Afghanistan for, I think, 10 days and evacuated 10% of the total amount of people evacuated out of that country, and got to the point that they were becoming so efficient at it that the State Department and Defense Department were asking them to coordinate things. Please go listen to it, understand what kind of hellhole Afghanistan has turned into, and do not let these people move on from the fact that the blood of these people is on their hands and that we still have American citizens over there.
And I will find a link for that and put it in the descriptions for the YouTube channel, and possibly, if I can, I'll add it in our description of the show for your podcast platform. It won't be a hyperlink, but you can just copy and paste it.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Thank you, Brandon, for bringing that up, by the way.
I'll keep bringing it up until we get them out.
Good. Okay, so here we go. August 22nd. The Beeville Police Department in Texas, Patrolman Matthew Adam Jimenez, COVID-19. Dallas Police Department, end of watch August 22nd. Reserve Police Officer David Ruiz, COVID-19. Polk County Sheriff's Office in Florida, August 23rd. Deputy Sheriff Christopher Broadhead, COVID-19. Sullivan County Sheriff's Office in Tennessee, Deputy Sheriff Roger A. Mitchell, August 24th, end of watch, COVID-19. Colquitt Police Department in Georgia, Chief of Police Kenneth Kirkland, end of watch, August 25th, cause heart attack. Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Georgia, Captain Joseph Manning, end of watch, August 25th, COVID-19. Sergeant John Lee Trout Sr. of the Bernice Police Department in Oklahoma, end of watch, August 25th, COVID-19. Shelby County Sheriff's Office Corrections Deputy Lakeisha Tucker, end of watch, August 25th, 2021, COVID-19. Austin Police Department, Austin, Texas, Senior Police Officer Randolph Boyd Jr., end of watch, August 25th, 2021, COVID-19. Sergeant Clay Garrison, Port of Galveston Police Department in Texas, end of watch, Wednesday, August 25th, 2021, COVID-19. Orange Beach Police Department in Alabama, Police Officer Brandon Ard, end of watch, Thursday, August 26th, 2021, caused COVID-19. The Galt Police Department in California, Police Officer Herminder Gruel, end of watch, Thursday, August 26th, 2021, cause automobile crash. Florida Department of Corrections, Correctional Officer Trainee Whitney Cloud, end of watch, Thursday, August 26th, 2021, cause inadvertent gunfire. Austin Police Department in Texas, Senior Sergeant Steve Urias, end of watch, Thursday, August 26th, 2021, COVID-19. Texas Parks and Wildlife Department Law Enforcement Division, Sergeant Christopher Ray Wilson, August 26th, COVID-19. Police Officer Michael Weiskopf, St. Petersburg Police Department in Florida, end of watch, Friday, August 27th, 2021, COVID-19. Hayes County Sheriff's Office in Texas, Corrections Officer James N. Henry, end of watch, Friday, August 27th, 2021, COVID-19. Florida Highway Patrol, Trooper Sean C. Herrick, end of watch, Saturday, August 28th, 2021, COVID-19. The Sheridan Police Department in Arkansas, Patrolman Shane Green, end of watch, Sunday, August 29th, 2021, COVID-19. United States Department of Homeland Security, Customs and Border Protection, Border Patrol Agent Chad E. McBroom, end of watch, Sunday, August 29th, 2021, COVID-19. Clay County Sheriff's Office in Florida, Deputy Sheriff Clint Robin Siegel, Sunday, August 29th, 2021, COVID-19. Owasso Police Department in Oklahoma, Patrol Officer Edgar Buddy Pales Jr., end of watch, Sunday, August 29th, 2021, COVID-19. Caldwell County Sheriff's Office in Texas, Sergeant Jason Donaldson, end of watch, Sunday, August 29th, 2021, cause COVID-19. Deputy First Class William Diaz of the Lee County Sheriff's Office in Florida, end of watch, Tuesday, August 31st, 2021, COVID-19. Overland Park Police Department in Kansas, Police Officer Freddie Joe Castro, end of watch, Tuesday, August 31st, 2021, cause of COVID-19. Cotton Valley Police Department in Louisiana, Police Officer Trey Copeland, end of watch, August 31st, 2021, heart attack. Colorado County Sheriff's Office in Texas, Deputy Sheriff Carlos David Ortiz, end of watch, Tuesday, August 31st, 2021, COVID-19. Lieutenant Robert Travelstead of the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office in California, end of watch, Wednesday, September 1st, 2021, COVID-19. Jacksonville Beach Police Department in Florida, Sergeant Daniel Eugene Watts, end of watch, Wednesday, September 1st, 2021, COVID-19. Sergeant Brian Mole of the Connecticut State Police, end of watch, Thursday, September 2nd, 2021, weather/natural disaster. Sergeant William Jeffrey Yancey, Lake City Police Department in Georgia, end of watch, Thursday, September 2nd, 2021, COVID-19. Investigator Richard Wendell Humphrey of the Baldwin County District Attorney's Office in Alabama, Friday, September 3rd, 2021, cause of COVID-19. Deputy Sheriff Jody Smith of the Carroll County Sheriff's Office in Georgia, end of watch, September 3rd, 2021, COVID-19. Overton County Sheriff's Office in Tennessee, Detective Sergeant Derek E. Sidwell, end of watch, Friday, September 3rd, 2021, COVID-19. City Marshal Michael Allen Keithley, West Police Department in Texas, end of watch, Friday, September 3rd, 2021, COVID-19. Hernando County Sheriff's Office Detective Tom Breedlove, end of watch, Saturday, September 4th, 2021, COVID-19. Police Officer Edgar Morris of the Collierville Police Department in Tennessee, end of watch, September 4th, 2021, COVID-19. Investigator Dusty Wainscott of the Grayson County Sheriff's Office in Texas, end of watch, Wednesday, September 8th, 2021, heart attack. Special Agent Dustin Slavasek of the Texas Department of Public Safety Criminal Investigations Division, Sunday, September 12th, 2021, COVID-19. Police Officer Noah Ryan LeBlanc, Laguna Vista Police Department in Texas, end of watch, Monday, September 13th, 2021, COVID-19. And Officer Blaze Madrid Evans, Independence Police Department in Missouri, end of watch, Wednesday, September 15th, 2021, from gunfire. He and his FTO were ambushed when they showed up to a call, and he got shot in the neck. That was a long list, Brandon.
Yeah.
So prayers go out to each and every one of those families and departments from us. And hopefully we won't have a list like that again anytime soon.
Yeah, hopefully this is the last time we have to do this segment. That's what I'd like.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. So we usually do a hero of the week and a badass of the week. And we've got a bunch of heroes saved up from over the weeks that we just keep, we go to the top of the list. But I will defer the heroes / badass to just be one person or one group of people, and that it is the 2 deputies in Florida that were ambushed, right?
Yep.
By the guy. So if people don't know what I'm talking about, I will put a link in the descriptions below to go look at this video if you want to see it. It's very hard to watch as a police officer and civilians specifically. But 2 sheriffs were on a traffic stop. They tried to get this shitbag out of a car. He came out of the car with a pistol grip rifle.
Yeah, it's I forget the actual name for it. I think it's actually called an AR pistol or something like that.
All right. So it happened in Brevard County Sheriff's Office. One shootout, or the shootout left one of the deputies injured and the gunman dead off US 192 near West Melbourne. And on the Facebook page, I don't know if you've seen this because I sent a link in the rundown. I might get one of these shirts. They're selling shirts because of this incident. The back of the shirt shows the hashtag MagDump and a spent magazine dropping from a handgun.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. So these guys get the car out. Dash cam video shows this gunfight between the Brevard deputies, who are still unnamed, and the suspect after they were ambushed. There was a 2-month-old baby in that car, by the way.
Where the asshole came out of.
Yes. So dash cam video shows the suspect. He's from Cocoa. I'm not going to say his name because he's a fucking piece of shit. He abruptly opened fire on 2 deputies with a pistol grip assault rifle during the August 30th afternoon traffic stop. Oh, Deputy Brian Potters was shot in the lower leg. They've now released his name. After this shitbag rushed out of the back seat with a rifle. He was also struck, or Wilder also struck Potters multiple times with a firearm, the video shows. So he shoots the deputy in the leg. Deputy goes down, says he's hit. You can hear the audio. Guy starts pistol whipping him. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if the gun jammed or if he just ran dry, but then he started using it as a club.
Right. So then he's hitting the deputy on the ground. And then the other deputy, Tyler Thoman, walked up and fired more than a dozen shots, killing this piece of shit.
He used the appropriate amount of force
Let there
to
be
defend
no
against
doubt.
an attack.
That's right. This individual got exactly what he deserved, says the Facebook post. And to those out there who might be foolish enough to ask why we shot him so many times, that answer is simple. Because evil can never be dead enough. Right? Damn. According to the Urban Dictionary, a mag dump means to fire a rifle or pistol as fast as possible until all ammunition in the magazine has been expended. The deputies' actions saved their lives and the lives of others at the scene, including a 2-month-old baby in the back seat of a car that was in the line of fire. So you can buy a T-shirt in reference to this. It's a fundraiser to help the Brevard Sheriff's deputies. So it's $20. I might order one, but we'll put a link to the story. And you can just Google it too, Brevard County Sheriff's Shootout, and you'll find it.
Oh yeah, the video's going around social media like wildfire right now.
Yeah, the sheriff's awesome too. Sheriff Wayne Ivey. His viral quote, "You can never be dead enough." So it was an amazing. I first heard it, I think we were in the car driving. It was the day we were driving around in the park out in Wyoming. We weren't specifically on our hike. We were just driving around. And my buddy in the back was playing it. And I'm like, oh, my God, what are you watching? Because it's really...
Yeah, it goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, so I recommend people watch it. So, because we know every time we pull over a car, we have no effing idea what's coming out of that car. So this is broad daylight in the afternoon. Doesn't matter what time you're stopping a car, morning, noon, or night. This shit's out there.
Well, and if you watch the video, like the deputies are having just a very normal conversation with the guys.
Yeah,
and then
I don't know
the switch flips and the fight's on.
Right, and I don't know if they were using that tactic, just pretending that this is no big deal. I'm sure they were on guard to some point, but within seconds, this asshole jumps out of the car with that crazy.
Yeah, it just goes to show you how quickly somebody can go from 0 to full throttle.
Yeah. All right, so guess what? That concludes our law enforcement section of the show. I'm gonna toast you with some water.
Cheers.
I see you're drinking water too.
Yeah, but my water tastes better.
It's carbonated.
And it's cheaper. Well, not than that water. That water's pretty cheap.
I'm going to say this water really didn't cost me much. Okay. We have a question this week.
We do. Is it from anybody else? Or is it from our superstar, our super fan? I'm calling him super fan.
He is a super fan. Now, the Sopranos Talking Sopranos podcast just did their super fan episode, and I'm very disappointed that I wasn't picked. I give them shout outs on Instagram all the time. I listen all the time. I watch every episode. Then I listen to the show. I guess 10,000 people applied to be the super fan. They picked 8 people. I wasn't one of them. But if we had to pick a super fan, it would be David Franklin of 516 Woodworks. And then David Miller's like right behind there. And then Mike from Rockstar Woodworks. We got some good ones out there.
David Miller's my personal favorite.
Keeps sending you lasers. If he'd send me, and he called you the show host, so why wouldn't you love him?
It's my show, Mike. Get on board.
I heard. All right. Okay, so this is David's question. I will let him ask it.
Hey, how's it going, guys? David from 516 Woodworks. Just wanted to send off another question to you guys. I was in my local gun shop today, and they had a flyer for a gun show coming up, and I was wondering if you guys have ever done any type of like gun shows, craft shows, art shows, I don't know, pop-up vendor type things. Been seeing a lot of people post about them on Facebook and Instagram, but I've never been able to do something like that. I mean, I work a full-time job, so it's hard to keep up inventory. Most of the stuff is just orders by orders. If you have done them, what kind of advice do you have for it? And if you have not, do you plan on maybe doing one in the future? Are you going to try to look into it for something for this year or maybe in 22? Anyways, thanks for always answering all my questions. Glad you guys have this podcast going on. Stay safe this week.
All right. So I take it you didn't hear that.
No.
Okay. Everyone else.
He was in the gun shop, but I mean,
the gun show.
Yeah.
I do gun shows all the time.
He was in the gun shop, and he saw the flyer for the gun show. I listened to the audio beforehand.
Right. Well, I don't know what the hell's going on. Everyone else heard it except you. So.
I think it's hilarious. I think what we should do next week is next week for David's question. We should not do a test beforehand. We just roll right into it.
Right, because we tested it and you heard it.
And it was fine. I heard the whole thing.
And now we play it and you don't hear it.
I don't hear shit.
All right. So first thing, I'm always doing a gun show.
Yeah, Mike's been sitting here the whole time just
yeah, me and my little guns. I've got like a 22s on my arms.
22s.
So
my question is, did David get a gun? If so,
That's
what
a
kind
good
would he
question,
get?
David.
I want to know.
Did you buy a weapon at the gun show or at the gun
The
shop?
gun
Looking at the
store.
gun show. Gun
Jeez.
store.
Get it right, Mike.
I know. So listen, Dave.
Very unprofessional of you. We run a very professional, reputable podcast.
I'm out of practice. It's only been a few days since we did our last episode. So out here near me, I'm not even on the air. Were you able to hear me?
Yeah.
I didn't have my mic on. How are you?
I
hearing
heard
me?
you. I don't know.
Maybe through the camera mic. Okay,
I don't know, Mike.
We're gonna cut right here. Cut.
No, just go.
David,
okay.
Thank you for that question.
Answer the goddamn question,
that
Mike.
was fantastic. So out here, there's a village near me, near where I work, and they use the Allstate Arena parking lot on Sundays, and they do a big flea market. I don't know if my city that I live in actually has craft shows and stuff, but when I get off the stupid midnight shift, I will be...
When you retire.
Yes. When I retire and work a regular, day job, I'll be heading up to that flea market. I think it's on Sundays, spring through fall. And I think Brandon and I were talking about it a few weeks ago. I wanted to start, when I get closer to that next year, start making some stuff to bring with me, because I've never done it where I bring 10 flags and cutting boards and different stuff. Never done it. I know a number of people in our woodworking community that do it and have done it. And I don't know if Brandon has, though.
I've never done a craft show or a gun show. That's actually one of the goals I had for this year. But with things getting busy like they have and just life occurring, I don't think I'm going to meet that goal this year, because the hard thing is to just build up inventory. I feel like if you're going to go to one of those shows, you got to have probably, like you said, 10 to a dozen flags, probably 10 to a dozen cutting boards, charcuterie boards, whatever you're going to, sell. Yeah. You probably need at least some sort of inventory, and then probably some way for folks to submit a custom order.
Right.
So
I would imagine you have, your business cards and hopefully a website by then, and direct them towards your Etsy shop. Like you said, your flags have 900 options for you on your Etsy shop, as do mine. So they can really.
Well, and that's the thing is all those options through the Etsy shop are all ones that have been requested.
Right.
So it's but as far as the shows go, I know that there's kind of a vendor show or a vendor fair that the city here does. It's in a horrible location. My wife did it a couple times when she was selling the Norwex cleaning stuff. And you go out there, you set up your little tent and stuff. But here we live in a small town, so there's not a lot of foot traffic through there. There's a couple of other places that hold them. And we actually have our Chamber of Commerce actually has a little retail store that you can kind of list stuff in. That's actually something I was thinking about doing. But again, you have to have, in my opinion, you got to have inventory. You got to have some sort of thing that you can put out there and swap stuff out or replenish on a fairly consistent basis. And you and I have talked about this, a couple times of most people that work a 9 to 5, they can come home after work, have some time, some downtime with the family, eat dinner, hang out, and then go in the garage for, 2-3 hours and get some work done. For you and I working midnights, we get home and I'm telling you, we're functioning zombies. There's been more than one occasion where I've fallen asleep on my drive home. And thankfully, there's little rebel strips on the side of the road that wake me up. But yeah, when we get home, we're dead, and then we wake up and we're still jacked up. And in my case, I have, 3 small kids that want to see dad before he goes off to work, or I'd like to actually sometimes talk to my wife, and then it's off to work. So I think the shift work that you and I do is counterproductive to building up an inventory. Like sometimes, and I know you kind of feel the same way, it's all we can do to get one order done, let alone two. So I know a vendor show is something I would love to do, but I don't know how soon that's going to happen.
Yeah, my other issue with that, Brandon, is where do you put all that shit? I don't have a ton of space.
Oh, yeah. No, me either.
So I'd have to start piling stuff, flags and everything else outside of my shop. I certainly couldn't keep it in the shop. My shop's not that big. I'd be taking over the other parts of the house, And
yeah, and then once you put finish on the stuff, then you have to worry about creating sawdust that's going to get on there. So I've actually toyed with the idea of having, Rubbermaid bins that are big enough that I can store some of the flags in, seal them up and then kind of have them off to the side until it's time to actually do one of these shows. And it's kind of the same thing with cutting boards. It's just having storage containers.
Right. Put bubble wrap around them and I guess that would work for me for my bottle openers and stuff, because I can store them in a container.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I just went looking for a large container for my hiking gear at Menards. And I think the biggest one I found was only 29 inches long.
Which is a problem if you got a 36-inch flag.
I can put all kinds of small flags in there, but when it comes to the large flags, what the hell? Where are you going to put those? So
yeah, and that's kind of the issue I have right now. Is I have so with the tumbler orders that I got that I pre-sold, it's tough because I have 24 tumblers in 2 cases that are sitting out on my assembly table, with another 6 that are sitting out there too. Well, now I got to find storage for all that stuff because I have 4 30-ounce tumblers that I have to do. Well, I still have 8 left over there, and then I have 5 20-ouncers to do, and then I still have a whole case. So I got to have places to kind of store that stuff, which I do have a shelf that's kind of up high that I think I can probably put that stuff on. But I mean, the way that these freaking tumblers sold right off the bat, I got a feeling I'm not going to be storing them that long. Because I got to get these done before I can even list them on Etsy, because I don't want to list that hey, I have tumblers for sale and I still got to do 9 of them before I can even get to an Etsy order.
I could always use the garage in the spring and summer when that is going on, I guess. If I had to, because it's not extreme weather, so I could park outside. But then you just get
my garage is my shop.
Yeah, I don't use my garage just for my cars, especially in the spring. You get sap all over the cars. That sucks because I got big trees in front of my house.
Yeah.
In the fall, you get the leaves that go in there and stain your paint. So I want to park in the garage all the time. So.
Yeah, you have all kinds of crazy weather out there. We have pretty much
same weather.
Mildly cold, and then nice.
Yeah, nice.
Sometimes really hot.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the question, Dave. So, let us know if you do one, so we can help you get the word out. Do. We'll help spread the word on the Instagrams. So, Brandon, what are you working on? You got 30 tumblers. You got to do.
Yeah, so I had a total of 11 that I had to do, and wouldn't you know, before I went back to work this last week, I couldn't sleep, so I got 2 of those engraved. So I have one order that's out of the way, and then I have my big order, which is going to be a total of 9. So I have 4 30-ounce tumblers and then 5 20-ounce ones that I have to get engraved. The 30-ounce ones, those engravings are going to each be probably close to an hour and a half.
Each engraving?
Each engraving.
Wow.
Because it's 2 logos on the 30-ounce ones, and then the 20-ounce ones, it should be able to get down to about 40, 45.
Are you putting your logo on one side?
Yeah, so the big order is for my stepmom and my dad over at Boneyard Customs and Restoration. They wanted... The 30-ounce ones are going to be personal for them, so they want their logo and mine on there. And then the 20-ounce ones are going to be for just for their business, so it's going to have just their logo on there. So I have the design already done, so I don't have to do any computer work.
That's cool.
So I can just plug and play.
Good. So that's
And
it.
then,
That's what you're doing. You're like Tumblr madness.
Yeah, that's going to go. I need to. I'm probably not going to get to it this weekend because on Saturday I'm finally going back to a ballpark. I'm going to go watch the Giants take on the Braves.
The Western champion. Western
No.
Division champion.
They haven't clinched the division.
They clinched it.
They're in the playoffs.
Okay.
Because the Dodgers don't seem to want to lose.
Well, they are the Dodgers.
Yep. Well, the Giants have won 9 out of the last 10 and lost a game in the standings.
Yeah.
That's the level that these two teams are operating on right now.
We have the biggest lead, the White Sox, in the division.
You also play in a shit division.
I don't care, man. You still got to beat those teams.
I would be curious to see what your record is in division, but
that's not great against Kansas City. I think they split.
Yeah, which is dog crap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They don't get up for
the AL Central is dog crap.
They don't get up for
the National League West is without question the toughest division in baseball. Without question.
No, the AL East.
Without question. No.
AL East.
No, not even close.
Boston, Toronto. Have you seen what Toronto's
doing? You have two teams right now in the National League West that are almost at 100 wins. You have the Padres, which are, yes, they're falling off a cliff. But they're not off the cliff yet.
Let's see what we got. Tampa Bay, 91 wins.
Okay.
Toronto, 82 wins. Boston, 83 wins. Yankees, 82 wins.
Okay.
Sox, 83. Houston, 86.
Okay.
I'm going over to the National League right now.
Yeah, do that.
San Francisco, 95. Dodgers, 94. San Diego, 76. They'll be lucky to finish 500. Milwaukee, 89. The NL East is a pile of.
Oh, yeah. The NL East is
Atlanta,
like a cupcake.
76. Philly's got 74 wins, and they're only 2 games out of first place.
Yeah.
And the Mets are 3 games under.
And then there's the Mets.
Love to see the Mets struggle. So, all right, back to woodworking.
Yeah.
So you're going to a game.
Yeah, so I'm going to a game with my patrol team, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, fun.
And then I do have I got to build a bookcase for my neighbors. I don't have to. I get to. They were nice enough to ask me to do it rather than send their money to like IKEA or something. And then I had a guy I used to serve with in the military who just hit me up for a charging station for 2 laptops, some iPads, and I think that's it.
How big is that thing going to be?
It's gonna be pretty big. So it's like a MacBook. So I'm gonna try to work it to where the skinny end goes. So if we're going widthwise, the skinny end is the height.
Okay.
So that way it's not taking up an entire table.
Right.
We can kind of shrink it down a little bit and still have things side by side.
Will the laptops lay flat on them or sit in them?
They'll lay flat.
So I'm gonna kind of do it. Laptop.
I'm going to kind of do it to where each one has its own little space to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then have a place where you can kind of feed the cords down.
Okay. These are not going to be wireless charging stations?
I don't think that they're wireless compatible.
Well, not the laptops, but the phones.
Well, it's not for the phones. It's for iPads, right. Like tablets and stuff.
And computers. Okay. That's cool.
So cord management will be a thing.
Yeah. What kind of wood?
So we're going to try to save a little bit of money. We're going to do pine, and then we're going to stain it probably a dark walnut.
Okay.
Because that actually looks really nice.
I'm curious to see how that turns out.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, I'm kind of using. So I have a charging station for my cell phone and my watch upstairs that I've had for years.
Okay.
I'm kind of using that as like kind of inspiration for it. Except it's going to be much bigger.
Right. It's just enlarged.
Yeah, engorged.
Engorged. Cool.
So probably next weekend I'll go get all the wood for all that, and then probably get the wood for the pantry doors because we've been holding off on that to save a little bit of money because wood is still expensive.
Is it?
It's coming down.
Shit! I just bought some poplar.
Yeah, you were saying poplars. Through the roof, but at least sheet goods is starting to come down.
Yeah, I guess dimensional lumber and sheet goods, but
yeah. So Yeah, no, hardwoods are still stupid.
I went to get the Poplar, and I robbed a bank first because
Well, yeah.
I
Couldn't get the good refinance on your home?
Man, I was telling you that I bought 8-foot 1x12s, Poplar finished 4 sides from Menards. I think the 8-foot sections used to run like $59 or whatever. I spent $85 a board, and I'm doing 5 flags, so I needed 8 boards, and it's going to cost me in lumber alone per flag like close to $90 per flag, and then that's not including stain and time and everything else. So I have all the boards sitting here, and I need to try out that dust mask I got from
the base camp one.
The base camp one. So I'm going to be putting it through its paces probably next week. I'll probably cut all this lumber on Wednesday when I'm off.
I already have. I've already put it through the paces. I already know how it performs. I already know it's great.
Oh, good. So I'm looking forward to feeling the greatness of. I'll be wearing my Rock Rooster boots and my base camp mask.
So you're just wearing all your free shit, huh?
All my free shit. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut those, all that wood for those, and then I'll be able to.
If anybody would like to sponsor me, I am more than happy to hawk your shit.
Yes.
More than happy.
So
even just if I find a product I like driver back, like I freaking love driver back.
I need to still get a driver back setup. I don't.
You don't have one?
No.
You need to, like, as soon as we're done, you need to go reach out to Michelle. No, you need to reach out to Michelle. Say, hey, this is the impact driver I have. Please send me one. Okay. Actually, no, just go to their website, and then you can pick whatever bits you want on it.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Because I won my first one, and then when I got another impact driver, the very next thing I did was go to driverback.com and get another driver back for that impact driver with different bits. So now I can kind of.
Oh, that's cool.
You can switch them out too. So now I have one that's like each one is dedicated for something. So
how it works is it sits around your impact driver. You pull a bit out and then put it in. Yep. Is it on a lanyard?
Yeah, it's on a lanyard on a spring, so that when you take it out, you can let go and it just goes right back.
Okay.
It's fantastic. It's the tool accessory. I think it's a tool in and of itself. It's a tool you didn't know that you needed.
Right, until you see it and use it.
Yeah, until you use it, and you're like, why have I not had this?
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking at their page, and I'm familiar with them because they're pretty popular. I just wanted to see how it stays on there. That's pretty cool. So I did some
research for them and found out that the Cobalt XTR impact driver, the one that is built for their regular Cobalt one, fits the XTR.
Oh, all right. I just have Ryobi.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
That's where I'm at.
I was thinking of like upgrading to something else, but I like my Ryobi stuff. And then the XTRs came out and they had a really good deal at Lowe's. So it was supposed to, from everything I saw from all of the reviews of them, they were performing at like the same level as DeWalt and Milwaukee.
Okay.
So I was like, cool, let me get in on the ground floor of their XTR line. And then like they stopped expanding it because they came out with Flex, which if you look at Flex, looks exactly like the XTR tools. So now I'm pissed.
Oh. Well, I don't know if I'm ever going to, for what I use for hand tools and stuff, Ryobi's been great for me. The only Ryobi tool I've ever had a problem with was a reciprocating saw. It broke with like 1 hour of use on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I love my recip.
It was after the warranty was expired too, so I couldn't get it fixed. And I could send it in to get it fixed, but they're like $90. Yeah. And I have a Milwaukee Sawzall that's corded that thing will never die.
Chew through anything.
Yeah. So what I want to do, if I'm going to buy another reciprocating saw, it's going to be that handheld one, the short one, because I do a lot of work.
The 12-volt one?
Yeah, I think it's still an 18-volt, but it's shorter based. It doesn't look like a shotgun. Yeah, it looks like a pistol.
Yeah.
So you can get in between studs and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get because And in plumbing and stuff, you can get up underneath there. That would be much better than this long ass, reciprocating saw that you can't get in anywhere because it's too big.
I've been using my reciprocating saw to prune trees lately.
Oh, there you go. Why buy a trim cutter or trim tree trimmer?
Well, I use the stock like crappy Ryobi blade that comes with it.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, man, it's good for something.
Right, and then you throw it away.
Yeah. So, but the what was it, the new Ryobi line? HP Plus? That one's been performing really well too.
All right. Well, I still want to move up to the brushless stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the same here. It's the only brushless tools I have are all the Cobalt ones.
Okay.
So I was fully planning on kind of switching over to that until they kind of pulled the rug out from underneath me.
I have no brushless stuff, so that'll be the next impact driver I'll buy. It'll be a Ryobi brushless one, but
yeah, the HP brushless ones, those are like performance wise, they're up there with anything else.
I'm wondering if I can replace the brushes. I have an old blue Ryobi.
Oh wow!
Drill, and every time I use it, it smells like the train, the electric train, because the brushes are bad. So I don't use it often because I'm not normally drilling something with two hands, like John Woo in it.
Not double drilling.
Yeah, no double drilling. So this week, I've been off. I'm just working on the house. So my brother-in-law is coming tomorrow evening for 4 hours, then Saturday, and then Sunday to do all the tile work for the house or the bathroom. I'm excited about that. So that's all ready. I got almost all of the mudding, just a few touch-up things I have to do. And I did all the wainscoting, panel molding in the hallway today, and then got to design the boxes that will go on the stair wall. I'm going to do 3 on the bottom, 2 above it, 1 on top, and then you'll be able to put pictures in there, but it'll still have the panel molding. So I wanted a feature wall there, and I actually wanted a board and batten wall there because I have board and batten in the bathroom there. It would have tied in nicely in the powder room. But there's already trim that's on the stairs, and I would have had to tear more shit down, and I'm like, you know what? And then the baseboard would have had to come off because they'd have to put the thicker baseboard on, and then it might not look uniformed if you just look on one side of the hall, you got regular baseboard, and on that side of the hall, you got the board and batten. So
let me ask you a question about baseboards.
Yeah.
When you attach them, when you do it,
yes.
How do you go about attaching your baseboards to walls? I'm asking this for a very specific reason.
Yeah, okay. I just use a brad nailer and nail it into the studs.
Perfect. That's the normal way to do it.
Okay.
You want to know what the assholes in this house did when they built it?
Jeez.
They put like construction adhesive on the back.
Oh God,
no. And then brad nailed it into studs.
Okay.
So I was thinking when we go, because we're going to replace the flooring, and I'm thinking this in terms of the kitchen, but we're going to eventually carry flooring throughout here because as you can kind of see, like in the background here, it's this old 97 like wood vinyl, like oak vinyl stuff that looks like crap. So I was like, well, we'll just pull off the baseboards real easy, lay the flooring down and put the baseboards back on. Well, to get part of the buffet out when we were doing the pantry, I had to remove, buffet, we're fancy. I had to remove like real small sections of baseboard that had gone in there. And
you tore out all the drywall.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell is this? So not only did they carry like the cement stuff for the tile all the way up onto the wall. Yeah. But they also freaking like contact cemented it to the freaking baseboards onto the wall.
They use liquid nails.
So now I'm going to end up, and then they brad nailed it on top of that because I guess overkill is underrated.
I do that with the panel molding because panel molding is different. It has to, there's the areas in between the studs. It's not sitting on the floor. It's on the wall. So I use the glue, which would be what I just mentioned, which I forgot already. 30
the
seconds
liquid
later.
Nails.
Thank you very much. Liquid nails for paneling.
Here for you.
And brad nails. And I try and hit the studs first and then, a couple extra nails. But I don't want to just hold it up with the glue because it'll leave. There already is gaps because drywall isn't straight. So that's what the caulk is for. But I would never glue baseboard down. What the hell is that all about?
I don't know, man. But
Better you than
now.
me.
All I can think of is now. Great, when I yank all this shit out,
Yeah. You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
have
to
to.
put
I'm
the
gonna have
bottom.
to. Well, I'm gonna have to buy new baseboards.
Well, definitely gonna have to buy new
I'm not
baseboards.
gonna be able to because the whole thing was I was gonna take these off, clean them up, repaint them, reattach them
Yeah.
on top of the new vinyl flooring. Well, now I can't do that.
Right.
Now I'm gonna have to yank them out, buy new baseboards, cut everything. Which, by the way, I hate finished carpentry.
I love finish work. Yeah.
I used to not mind it, but then, so when I was a teenager, my uncle was building a house. Or I guess he still is a licensed general contractor. He was building a house out here. And he was doing pretty much all the work, and I would come out and help him. And my job was baseboards. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was fun for the first 2-3 hours.
Oh yeah. Then it's a lot of.
And then it was like, this sucks, man. This is where I first decided that I hate angles.
I hate not having a room that's actually square. And
Yeah,
the
that would
corners.
be. What's it going to take for, like, construction? Like, at what point will we get to where walls will be square,
Not only square. When I was looking down
but level?
plumb, and then I
Yeah.
was looking down two of the walls that I put the trim on today, and if you stand off to the side, they go in like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did that happen? Yeah,
That's,
who
I
knows?
remember when I was doing my son's closet, like watching videos, and like, hey, just keep in mind, like walls are not
Square.
plumb, they're
Yeah.
not square, they're not this. So you're gonna have to probably scribe something. I was like, what fucking world are we living in?
If you're doing hardwood baseboard and stuff, then you should cope your corners.
I'm not going to cope. That's what I did in that house because I did all coping and
Yeah.
I hated it. It was miserable. It took
painting-
forever.
Caulk works great.
Yeah. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Baseboard with
We're
caulk.
doing 45s
Yeah.
caulking.
Right. Giddy up.
We're not coping it. We're not doing any of this special stuff where I have to break out a freaking Dremel
You know what else
to
I
get
found
everything perfect.
sucks when you hang new drywall, because I've done 3 houses, baseboard throughout each house, all new. And when I've done different rooms where I've had to tear out drywall, if I'm putting I'll try and cheat a little bit. If you put a piece of drywall up 4 feet, from the bottom to the top, you're going to get those 2 seams, tape seams that are in the drywall. Well, when you go to put baseboard on at the bottom and the drywall is concaved in because it's a tape seam, then the baseboard doesn't sit right down there because it's concaved.
Yeah.
So then I got to put a little piece of a shim behind it so it sits straight instead of like this, So now I just cut that part off with the drywall, cut it off so it's just completely square down to the bottom. And then, of course, I leave 1/4 of an inch up or 1/2 inch up off the ground. So then I cut a nice flat base there for the baseboard. But all right, so that's it for me. House stuff, starting flags next week. And you're doing
tumblers this week, then starting a bookcase
and the bookcase.
a pantry door next week.
All right. Do you have a woodworker shout out for the week?
I can think of one.
Oh, okay.
I was very unprepared for this portion.
No, it's quite all right. I just didn't want to forget. I have one.
You know what? Since I've mentioned her before, I know she's not a woodworker, but I'm going to go with Michelle over at Driverback.
Oh, yeah, cool. She supports the woodworking community. So
Yeah, she's I've never seen an instance where she's been asked to participate in a giveaway where she said no. And just genuinely good. And I feel like I say this a lot about a lot of the people in this community, is it's just genuinely good people, like good humans. So
I think that's why we're drawn to this community. You and me, everybody, but law enforcement people in particular, because all we meet are shitheads and dicks.
yeah,
So it's nice to have a group of people that are nice. They actually help you, and you make friends and you do stuff. It's nice to have that.
yeah. And it was kind of cool because I just opened up Instagram real quick and a Driverback post was the first thing that popped up. So
There you go.
So it's perfect. And she wears pit vipers, which, I mean, is just awesome.
What's a pit viper?
Pit viper sunglasses.
Oh, I just wear Oakley.
You know who the Macho Man Randy Savage is?
Of course.
Those sunglasses.
Chainsaw's ready. Or Bonesaw. He played Bonesaw in Spider-Man.
The Macho Man.
Bonesaw's ready. All right. He was a movie star.
He's the Macho Man.
I know, but he was Bonesaw.
No. Yeah, I know.
Spider-Man.
For like all of what? A minute? 2 minutes?
I don't know. I just like
Like
that.
he had like a 3-minute scene.
Yeah. He's a scene stealer.
No. He is the Macho Man.
All right.
Never do a Slim Jim.
How did we get into Macho Man Savage? Oh, because of
Oh, yeah.
the glasses. All right. My woodworker shout out is Aaron B. Aaron B Designs. Aaron B. Designs. When I got my Shapeoko CNC, a few people were invaluable to me. Steve Clyde, SC Creates, Andy Bird, and Aaron B. Aaron used to be a dispatcher. So she is out on the East Coast. She's got a farm. She's got goats. She's got chickens. She makes a lot of stuff. She's a master with the CNC. She sent me flag files that that were already good to go for the smaller flags. And then she told me if I ever want to do like a Zoom or a FaceTime or an Instagram together, she'll walk me through. There's a thing on the flags where if you put like a logo in the middle of the stripes, it'll engrave up and around it, all that stuff. There's a certain process of doing that. It sucks to do it in Carbide Create. I heard it's much easier in the software, the VCarve software that I have. So she said, just ring me up. I'll walk you through it. So if you get a chance to check out Erin's page, I looked again today, and she hasn't posted in a while. I got to reach out and see how she's doing. But she's a fantastic woodworker and very helpful in the community, especially if you have a CNC. So that's my shout out.
Awesome pick. She is awesome. She's another one of those awesome people too.
Yeah.
I remember, I forget what I was having or what I was doing, but she and I had a really good like long back and forth about just like random stuff, like just about life stuff too.
Yeah, she's great. She's a very obviously pro police because she was a dispatcher for so long. So
yeah, well, I know plenty of dispatchers that seem like they hate us.
Yeah.
They keep sending me to bullshit calls.
Right. What's your problem?
Could you not? I think I've actually sent one of them a message, like just for whatever reason, I kept getting sent to calls in the open beat. Like it's just it's a beat that doesn't have an officer assigned to it.
Yeah.
So
you guys float to it, whoever's available.
Yeah. So I kept getting sent to it for whatever reason one night. I sent her a message. I go, could you not? Like, I'm not even the junior guy here.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go occasionally, but like, could we stop making me primary on everything? Like, what did I do to make you mad? I'm sorry.
A couple of our dispatchers are personal friends that they used to work in our police department before we consolidated. So we text and I'll get the text. Sorry, I got to send you this. I'm like, whatever. I don't care anymore.
We don't even bother texting anymore. We just send it on the computer. Just like, hey, I'm sorry, but this guy's crazy as shit.
Yeah. We do a lot of that computer chatting too, but then, Big Brother's watching on the computer chats. So.
Yeah, I think it's to the point where like most of us just don't care anymore. Like we don't even say anything on that bad. Like, hey, this dude is like off his rocker.
He's batshit crazy.
Like she sent me to one the other night where she sent me a message afterwards. She's like, he has many 72-hour holds. I said, how many? And she just wrote back, many, in all caps.
Thanks for the warning.
I'm like, okay, I'll be sure to not find him. Yeah. Because it's 6:00 in the morning and I don't feel like a use of force right before I go home on my Friday.
GOA. Do you use GOA?
Yep, just driver, UTL.
UTL and GOA. Yeah, I put all 6 of those letters in there. Unable to locate gone on arrival.
Yeah, that's the dispo. But I'll make sure I come up over there. Like, yeah, code for UTL.
Yeah.
I copy UTL. And then she says to me, ha 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 ha.
Nice.
I'm like, what? I looked. I even turned my camera on. Like, see? Oh, nobody's out here.
Cameras. Don't have any of those.
Yeah, those are fun.
All right.
It is fun when someone pulls up a cell phone, like, I'm recording you, and then you can point to the camera, and that's cool. I'm recording you, recording me.
Yeah. I just turn on my little Larry light, and they think it's a camera. Which is awesome. Because little Larry lights are very bright. They're stick lights. They slide right in your on your vest. And people think they're cameras. So I'd be like, keep acting like a dumbass. I'm recording you. But most of the time, I actually have my phone, and I'm recording on my phone. Because my phone sits right here.
Okay.
And if I get murdered, it'll be on video.
Be a world star.
People say to me, you're worried about getting that confiscated. I go, no one's ever going to know about it unless I get murdered.
Nobody's going to subpoena this.
Right. Who knows that I'm recording? Who cares? You know, like I just watched End of Watch on the plane. It's like one of my all-time favorite movies. And
because you like your depressing shit.
It's only sad at the end. The relationship.
Yeah, but it's like devastating.
I know, but in the car, their relationship while they're on patrol
is perfect.
Right? It's dead on. That's how we are. That's it, man. They nailed it in the car. And
did you mess with mine? Where's my rubber band? Dude, it's the butterfly effect.
It's a butterfly effect, dude. Just because you say it doesn't mean I'm going to understand it. But, you know, there's a thing that he says in there that I completely forgot that I was trying to bring up. What were we just talking about?
How in the car it's perfect.
Well, that
like
is,
that movie.
But
that
what
movie
brought
portrays...
that up? I was going to say something.
The recording. Oh, how he has like the little camera that he's documenting stuff.
Well,
on?
no, not that, because that's their actual body camera. But how he's carrying.
Well, no,
around,
they didn't have body cams.
He was using that, but
yeah, he was using it to document stuff for a film school thing.
And he was carrying a camcorder. So
yeah, he had a handheld too.
Michelle Ferrara says to him, or whatever the fuck her name is, in the garage, you know they can subpoena that shit, and he goes, 2 words, erase button. And she goes, that's more than 2 or whatever. Anyways, all right.
Well, no, and then she says like 2 words because you guys are some kind of ghetto.
He's like, that's more than 2 words.
You start dropping your call.
And she's like,
yeah, well, I barely got a GED.
What do you expect from me? I barely graduated. Yeah. So,
all
right.
I'm going to watch that movie now. Here's a good movie for you if you haven't watched it. It's on Netflix. It's called Shot Caller.
Shock Collar?
Shot Caller.
Shot Caller.
Shot Caller. I can't really get into it without like spoiling the whole movie, but it's really good.
I'm going to bring it up right now and just add it to my list. How old is it?
It's not old.
Oh, okay.
But it's about like prison and kind of like prison gangs and
that guy looks familiar.
Having to assimilate. Yeah, it's super good. It's got the guy from it's got Shane from The Walking Dead.
Awesome. Okay, I've added it.
It's a good 2-hour watch.
Okay, I'll have plenty of 2-hour blocks coming up. I hope while I'm at work.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap this puppy up, shall we?
Put a bow on it.
I missed the days when you used to give us words of wisdom. Don't know if you have anything today.
If you fight the police, you're gonna have a bad time.
And evil's not dead enough.
Yeah, evil can never be dead enough.
Right. That's a good one.
Overkill is underrated. I need to come up with something for Mag Dumps.
I'm going to buy one of those shirts.
I might. I'm going to look into it.
The link is in the rundown I sent you.
Well, I'm definitely going to look into it. Half the problem is just getting my ass to actually look for some of this shit.
I know.
But if I have a link, then I don't have an excuse.
Speaking of hats and shirts and stuff, have you ordered shirts from anyone?
I haven't. So I actually am thinking about. So my neighbor has a Cricut with the Easy Press.
Mm-hmm. My daughter has
we have a
that.
Cricut too.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about in terms of because they want to pay for the bookcase of just pay for materials and then make me like a dozen shirts.
My daughter just did 20 shirts for her friend's band.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So she's going to do some shirts for me, but I want to find the 50-50 polyester cotton soft ones like Brian, his shirts at Dogwood Customs. They're nice and soft.
Okay. Well, ask him where he gets his shirts from.
Yeah, I'm going to because there's a
and
number
then tell me.
I will. And then your neighbors can do yours, and my daughter's going to do my new logo and my new name on my shirts. And we got to get some handcuffs and sawdust shirts and hats. I'm going to start working on getting that stuff done too. All right, let's go.
I say, if she wants to get paid for it, I'll pay her to do our shirts.
All right, I'll bring it up for her. Get my daughter some work.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening and watching.
You can
Remember,
send your questions to handcuffs&sawdustpodcast@gmail.com. You can DM Mike over at MM Midnight Maker, myself at Full House Woodworking, or the show at Handcuffs and Sawdust Podcast, all on Instagram.
new episodes released every Wednesday at midnight on YouTube and on your favorite podcast platform. Peace!
Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Deuces.
I'm tired.
Saved it.
You did. That was quick, man. You just jammed that shit out.